So it's just Danny press conference today and a couple of players that are question marks. Hello and welcome to this video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking out the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit our notification bell to let you know when videos go live. No live stream tonight. Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of you know why there's no live stream tonight anyway, but yeah. No live stream tonight, so apology for that. We'll be back Monday, maybe even Sunday if I can muster myself to do one. Yeah, a lot of things going on at the minute. So Danny said he wants to have a good finish to the season, and they are ready for tomorrow. After he was close to getting a lot of his players back, like a full squad, and he said there was about 5 or 6 question marks, which isn't good, which is not what you want when you come into a period in this last bit of the season where next week you've got game Friday, game Monday. So that's not what you want at all. He spoke about how he's not been consistent for 90 minutes. And he just said how they need to get it to sort that out. No excuses with it at all. He knows that the consistency is not there. And they're just trying to find the issue and trying to kind of fix it. Some of it could be down to not being able to press enough and not being fit enough. And just trying to see what they could do there. He said how Icky's done really well since he's come back in. And I'll agree with him on that one. He really come in. Come December, it did look like he probably wasn't going to be here. He probably could have gone elsewhere. And it was looking more and more likely that he could have gone. But he's really improved himself. He's done really well. Played himself back into contention, and he's been fantastic since he's come in, and I agree with that. Both got young players saying how they've had thoughts about what they want to do. It's about trying to find they can get first team football now. He said it would be good to see if they could have got some loan move for some of them, put them out on loan, but need to give them more game and stuff like that. And it's interesting on that one. There is something about Sam Reed's situation where it sounded like you can have a load of clubs looking at him, which is fantastic. Personally, I think that's really good. But it is a shame that we're not going to see him try and progress to the first team. I would have liked to see that, but you can go find a tweet where his mum speaks about how it is. Asked about the protests, and basically said they're not really going to think about it too much. It'll happen, and they'll just try. He said if we can go, so it kind of doesn't like, so they can. It was kind of like saying if we go, maybe they'll forget it. But I don't think that's the way of doing it. I mean, that's how it came across. But they will fight in the game, see what happens. He spoke a lot about what our form had been like at home as well, and said how bad the form at home have been and how we haven't gone on the run that we did last season. We've not really had it this season where there've been runs of consistency. It's been inconsistency all the time. He asked about how Oxford play, a lot of set pieces, a lot of long balls as well. It's a completely different squad since they last played us, just with different manager. Of course, Buckingham got sacked from Oxford after us. And he said they're still fighting for relegation, and we know how that feels, so we'll see what happens there. Spoke about the press and said that the press is something he likes to do. Can we keep it up for all the games? Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we need to do better. He spoke about how the injury situation with Alex Miller. So Jan, Barry, Max, Olaf. There's another war of welcome. We already knew about Matt, but it's Jan, it's Barry, it's Olaf. Pato, and I think if you actually add in there Deshaun, that's your 6. But those being the ones that who could play, could not. It's cap 22 if you'll see who will be able to go. It's more niggles than injuries, so that's the interesting thing there. He said at the moment we haven't taken a moment, so when we lost, we've not got a goal, we've missed some big sitters, and we're missing our rhythm. He also spoke about notes that there's a lot to improve and see what happens. The home form, he said, there's been times where it's not been too far away. And it's just been those big moments that we haven't not taken the chances. He spoke about how Nate hasn't been in the squad caliber and how it's been an up and down season for him. He's not been in St. Cardiff, but he could have a try. He got position there for him and Palmer if need be. And if I see what happens next game. Excuse me. He spoke about Bo not playing and what went wrong. And I think he put it mainly down to not really having a good preseason or lack of a preseason. They're going to try and rebuild him in the next 3 weeks, but it's also about him as well, trying to pick himself up. If he got that goal versus Millwall, maybe it would have changed stuff, but at the same time, it's football, he's got to help himself as well. Start off with like training and seeing how he trains and going from there, and hopefully he could do that. He spoke about McNeil will be in the squad tomorrow. Dish and Max are working hard at the minute. Dish is looking a little bit better, not as much pain as it was beforehand. August, September time is what he wants, but he wants him to come back a lot stronger and fitter than he was before. But that was the press conference, really. It was okay. You could see Danny just going through the motions a little bit. You could see Danny was just trying to find the right answer to questions, if that makes sense. And just seeing what happened. But we'll see. It's a good opportunity to try and get all 3 points at home. Let's hope they do. The chat was interesting about DC and stuff like that, and about how people, one person was asking why people weren't watching, where most people at work, or they're in a position where they work and then they'll watch it. And there were some people who say they weren't going to turn the back either. They would never turn the back on the players. All they're asking you for a minute. They're not asking you to do a whole game. 1 minute. It might, for some people, it might seem like it's not what they want to do, but it's the start. We need to think of something. And this is what the trust will come with, which won't be too disruptive and won't get us a fine from the EFL. That thing, if you go the other way, lots of fines could happen and stuff like that. So you've got to be very careful with how you do it. But yeah, that was Danny's press conference, and I will speak to you in the next one. I think that one is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the preview for tomorrow. And your next video for me will be tomorrow. No live stream tonight. No live stream. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.